it's a positive film. It has heroes and villains, and that it essentially is a fun movie to watch. It's been a long time since people have been able to go to the movies and see a sort of straightforward, wholesome, fun adventure.
Well, it's a fantasy. It's not science fiction so much as it is space fantasy. And it's about people. It's finally about people and not finally about science.
The story, when you actually put it into words, is only so much nonsense to hang a great visual experience onto. It's the stuff that fairy tales are made of.
Sort of boiling down religion into a very basic concept. The fact that there is some deity or some power or some force that sort of controls our destiny works for good and also works for evil.
Marvellous, healthy innocence. Great pace, wonderful to look at, full of guts, nothing unpleasant. I mean, people go bang bang and people fall over and are dead. But, no horrors. A sort of wonderful freshness about it, kind of like a wonderful fresh air.
It's got whatever you want it to be. It's pure entertainment. It's like a roller coaster ride, and it can be interpreted as long as you enjoy it, which is the intention.
Hello and welcome back to Generation Skywalker. We've got another committee for you. It's been a while, but this is a little bit different because you're not going to be getting the results of this committee, not until Monday's special show, which we'll get more to later on in the show. But joining me for this committee is Daniel Burgess, the Burgess. You all right, Danny?
Yeah.
Danny boy. You all right?
Aloha.
How are we?
I'm good, mate. You?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right, yeah.
I'm waiting for a joke.
Oh, okay. Let's see what we can come up with. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Vader.
Vader who?
Wait a minute whilst I tell you a joke.
Brilliant.
I've also got with me Jez. Good evening, Jezebel.
Good evening, Stu. Good evening, Dan. Good evening, everyone.
What about Martin?
Well, because we haven't said hello to mine yet, have we? He lets the cat out of the bag, and then when Martin says hello, I go, hello, mate. So,
Oh, Jez. So, Jez, what kind of car does a Jedi drive?
I want to prove how clever I am, but I can't think. My mind's gone blank.
This is actual factual, not a joke.
It's a fact. What car did Jedi drive? This is a fact. Wowzers. Okay. Master. I don't know what car did Jedis drive.
A Toyota.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And so they should. Best cars around.
And finally, we've got with us Martin Woodgate. Good evening, Mark.
Hello, mate. Hello, all.
How are
Good
you?
evening, Martin.
Yeah, really good, thank you.
Do you want another fact as well?
Yeah, give me a fact, give me a joke, whatever you got going.
So how do people get between the floors on the Death Star?
I don't know. How do they?
In an elevator.
Brilliant. That's the best one.
Actually, Dan, I do think you need to cut those out as well. Okay, so we are back with another committee. Now, what is a committee? If you haven't listened to one before, it's basically we pick a subject, could be anything. The four of us as it is tonight, but sometimes it's different. We will discuss our favourites, what we think needs to be in a top 10 of that subject. We then go away, we all vote on our top 10s. We come back, we take the results, we collate them into an official Generation Skywalker top 10. You may not agree with us. You can tell us you don't agree with us on social media. So tonight we are looking at Tiki mugs. Now, there is a vast range of Tiki mugs from Geeki Tiki. The only thing that's going to be slightly different tonight is normally we have a conversation, we have a little outlay while we go and vote, and then we come back and we do our top 10. We will be having the conversation tonight, but the actual results will be during a special Tiki show where we have got Brandon from Geeki Tiki coming on for an interview to reveal some new product come in and to just generally chat Geeki Tiki. So you're going to have to tune in on Monday, May the 4th for the results.
Hi everyone, this is Dan. I'm just cutting in for 1 minute. In editing this episode, we recognise that maybe not everybody knows what a Geeky Tiki is. Generation Skywalker, a number of us have collected them for years since Craig Spivey put us onto them in an early episode of The Modern Way. But for anyone that hasn't listened to much of that back catalogue or new to the show, I thought it was worth a quick explanation. So Geeky Tikis are basically, they're a slightly odd but quite clever mashup of pop culture and old school Tiki bar mugs. I think you'll know the ones, the ceramic carved faces, very mid-century, inspired by the kind of stylized South Pacific Island motifs you see in vintage Tiki bars. Now take that look and apply it to things like Star Wars, and you end up drinking from something that looks like Darth Vader, but in Tiki form. They're made by a company called Beeline Creative, a design studio based in California, and the whole thing started back in 2016, kicking off with Star Wars. And it rather took off from there. They've done many different licenses now, including things like Marvel and Harry Potter. The list goes on. What's quite nice about them is the contrast. You've got these very modern, familiar characters done in a slightly niche retro style. It shouldn't really work, but it does. They sit somewhere between full-on collectible and something that you can actually use. You can have a drink for them, or you can just stick them on a shelf and admire them, which, to be honest, is probably what I do and probably what most other people do. But anyways, let's get back to the show and hear what we've all got to say about Geeky Tikis.
Geeky Tikis, boys. First of all, you know, how invested are we in Tikis? Martin, any Tikis?
I've got 3. What ones I got? I got the AT-AT, the Punch Bowl.
Nice, I've got that one.
Yes, I think that was the Anaheim 2020 show. And I've got the Rancor, which was from Chicago 2019. I obviously love that one because I lugged that one all the way. That's the one. It's got the Luke Jedi muglet in the hand of the Rancor.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I love that one and lugged it all the way back from Chicago. And I've got the Tiki Tum Leia, which is lovely.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. I forgot all about that one. I've still got mine in my box. Dan, now I know you're a bit like me. We've got quite a lot of Tikis, haven't we?
I think I've got 5 shelves in my kitchen above the kitchen sink, and there must be 25 up there. Plus, what else have I got? I've got that the Leia collaboration that we're going to talk about loads more, I imagine, because that's just a fantastic mug. And the TIE Fighter. Love the TIE Fighter.
Very nice, very nice. Jez, you've got some Tiki, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah, I got 9 various sizes. I've got a couple of the larger ones, which are amazing. You know, I'm sure some of these are going to come up in the top 10 later on because, you know, I've chosen quite well here, fellas, and I'm expecting mine to be near the top of the top 10. But yeah, I've got the Millennium Falcon Punch Bowl, which is great, you know, with the little muglets and stuff. But that's the classic, isn't it? That's one of the OGs, the old Falcon Punch Bowl. Got Tauntaun, got Wampa, got the Sandcrawler Punch Bowl. Remember that one, Stu? That was a lovely day. Me and you got that celebration.
That's right, yeah.
I got the Leia, which we all absolutely adore. Max Rebo, Atari Arcade. I've got the from when we did the unboxings previously. I've got Mandalorian Season 2 Cup. I got a couple of muglets. So I love them. I absolutely love them, and I'm really looking forward to tonight.
Very good, very good. I've got quite a vast Tiki collection. I've got several of the bowls. I've got a lot of the cups. I've also got a lot of muglets, but I've also got like He-Man and Skeletor. I've got Elvira. I've got a Gremlin. I've got Beetlejuice. Wow. So yeah, there's quite a lot. Yeah, I've got a few muglets. You know, we're all over doing a little shot of something. Yeah, it's a very, very good line, and I haven't bought one for a while, so I've just been flicking through the site, and there is some absolutely stunning ones since I've last been on here.
Yeah, they really are.
So this is going to be fun. I think I'm going to start by giving out my favourites that I own before getting onto this site because, yeah, there is some absolutely banging ones. We've all just mentioned that Leia mug. Now, this is a bit different from what they've normally done with a Tiki mug. I was going to come to Jez, but I think I'm going to go to Dan because I think he'll probably have a bit more information on it than Jez.
So it was announced on May the 4th, 2024, I want to say. Yeah, 24. So it was the same day when we all visited Craig's, and that was a limited edition of 500. It's only available through their store, and it was a collaboration with a guy called Paul Briggs, much in the same vein as the work they did with Shag when they did the Shag mugs. If you remember those, when Craig spoke about those way back when. the way that it's described is it's more of a classic tiki style. It almost looks like a cartoon character, doesn't it? The face, and then you get the hairstyle, and that's called kind of been tikified with all that kind of markings in the hair, and it's just a beautiful thing, isn't it? It's just absolutely wonderful, and I can't wait to ask Brandon more about what went into that, and if we're going to get any more mugs like that. I think it's great.
It's given it kind of like a Disney princess theme, the way
Mm.
the eyes are and everything. I know exactly what you mean.
Mm.
Texture wise, I love the feel of this one as well. It's just the tikis are great in their own right, but they're it's quite sheen on them, aren't they? They're quite smooth. Whereas there's an element here that I think it just feels great. But everyone who's seen this just absolutely adored it, didn't they?
Yeah, I've got Star Wars all over the house, but in terms of positioning, it's on the windowsill amongst some, family photos and stuff like that. It really is just it's almost like an ornament, isn't it? It's just a beautiful object.
Mine's on a little it's quite nice, on a little tray in the middle of our dining room table with a little plant in it, and it works perfectly as a vase, but it's just there, and it's just I love it.
I mean, before we go on to chuck a few more out, the amount of different licenses now on the site is incredible. I thought they'd made a mug of you, Jez, when I just saw there's something called Pumpkinhead on it.
They got WWF wrestlers now, isn't there? They've got Old Warrior and Hulk Hogan and all of those classics.
It's got so much on it now. It spread so much. It's brilliant.
I think when we did the last Tiki show, and that was December 2022, Brandon mentioned they had 150 mugs. That'd be interesting in the last 3.5 years how many more they've produced. I think they were just on the cusp of releasing the Harry Potter mugs, and Brandon was hinting at a big license, and we pretty much guessed it was Harry Potter. But they've got all of those big licensees now.
Didn't
bringing up mugs from.
You reckon it was going to be Dogtanian? There's an up-to-dater. Yeah. Right, let's get back to this then. So, Star Wars. Who wants to give me a mug? Come on, Dan. You've got a lot to say for yourself.
I am going to go with a Power Droid.
Oh, yeah.
I think that is a fantastic mug, kind of a deep cut for Star Wars. I mean, they've done a lot of the big characters, but the fact they did a Power Droid is pretty cool, and it's a beautiful looking mug.
It is indeed, yeah. Chuck one.
I'm going to go with Shore Trooper.
Mm.
It just really pops. Colours are brilliant on it. It's great design. Just looks fabulous. I always like a Shore Trooper.
That's the kind of off yellowy one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of beige, but it's got the blue shoulder pads, panel across the front. It's got the red insignias on it. Looks fabulous.
Yeah, kind of colouring you see like a lot of stormtroopers these days. The vintage figures, yeah, like that. Jez.
Yeah, have you guys seen the Mythosaur skull?
I have.
That is amazing. I'm a big fan of the Mythosaur skull. It's just something completely different about it. It's just, I don't know. It's Star Wars. It's also sort of it's almost Viking-like, isn't it? That's one which I'm definitely going to be purchasing. I love it.
Oh, right.
100%.
I'm going to, Joe, I've been on the website today having a little look, and I'm going to throw one in there which I didn't realise existed. And it's not so much a cup, it is the Sarlacc Pit Punch Bowl. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
This is awesome. I mean, how did I not know this existed?
That's the big, but I think that came out last summer. So when Brandon was on last time, he actually talked about that was one that he'd love to do. So either he was playing his cards close to his chest, or that's kind of the timeline to get these things made and released. But he was talking about that when he was on last.
Yeah, if you look on the Instagram for Beeline Creators, someone did an unboxing, because the image which you see, online, it's like, oh, that looks cool. But when you actually see the unboxing and the detailing there of you've got Boba Fett on the side as you'd expect, but one of the characters on the side is Barada, and when you look inside, it's got the beak and the tentacles and everything. It's really great. It's so much better. That unboxing really did it justice.
Like the way they've got the katana on the side as well. That looks good.
Yeah, nice. Go on, Jez, throw me another one.
All right, okay. So, let's talk about the Land Speeder Punch Bowl set. Any of you guys got this? The X34 Land Speeder. That looks awesome.
It is great. I've had a little while now with the little muglets of R2 and 3PO.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this. I mean, the Land Speeder in its own right is just classic, but it's a nice sit down there. And as you say, you've got the two little muglets there, which actually bounce off each other. It's quite nice from a colour complementing each other. Yeah, that is nice. Currently available on Amazon, so that one's still around.
Yeah, you should
Very
get that,
nice.
Jez, because you can like put Jägermeister in the muglets and just fill the actual bowl up with Red Bull, like down the thing and just suck a load of Red Bull into your mouth. It's
That's
great
a
fun.
great idea. That's a really good idea, because that's one of the issues which we've got is, getting them here, isn't it? And where can we get these geeky tikis from? And Amazon at the moment, there's quite a few which I was looking at. So yeah, that's a nice one.
Get it. Martin.
Just to make Jez feel better, I'm going to pick one that he said earlier because I think it looks brilliant, and that's Max Rebo.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's one of my favourites, yeah.
So he's not normally a character that does a lot for me, but in terms of this, I think he looks brilliant on this. With his, he's got his keyboard in front of him. He's got the Max Rebo band written beneath him. Looks brilliant. Lovely thing.
It is a nice cup. It is a nice cup. The little muglets are good they go with the Max Rebo band as well. They're at my back here somewhere, but comes with like Psy and Droopy as well, or little Max. Yeah.
Oh, you've got that one, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, because I saw that on Instagram as well, and with the Psy Snoot. So is that the Psy, and you could just see her lips? But I saw those on Instagram, and in fact, if you don't mind, can I have that as my next suggestion? Because I love that Max Rebo and the band set. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, indeed. Dan?
I'm going to go to TIE Fighter. I think that is absolutely superb. It's such a, it's just big, and it's amazing that the whole thing holds together. Bearing in mind it's made of ceramic, and the wings, the way to hold on to it, and yeah, I just think it's probably up there as one of my very favourites, the TIE Fighter.
Is that what you got when we did the unboxing series?
No, Craig got that. I got mine the following summer in Orlando. I got it delivered to where I was staying, and put it in my suitcase and brought it home.
Oh, nice. Okay, then I'm going to throw what I unboxed in that video because I love it. And I've got the Dewback with the Sand Trooper little muglet on it. And that is a great piece. It's a big bowl,
Mm.
You can't put like a slow drink in there. It's got to be a daiquiri or something to really...
Have you used it?
I've used quite a few of them. Yeah, I have used that one actually. But I don't like, my mum hates drinking from anything apart from like crystal glasses. So whenever she comes around, I always like to stick her drink in like my Jawa mug or something just to annoy her. So yeah, I know I've gone out there with that on the go before, but yeah, it's a nice one. Go on, Dan.
Another one. I'm going to go with the Death Star Mai Tai mug. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it's one of I think it's the first one I get, the first or second one I ever got, and it's brilliant. It looks so good against the, after, I think when I first saw it, someone had it photographed. They'd taken some photos of it alongside the Falcon, and it's great mug.
You had another one of these because you sold one to me.
I was so worried I was going to break the one I had because I liked it so much. I bought two, and then I was like, "What are you doing to yourself?" And yeah, you bought it off me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that was my lockdown drinking vessel of choice. That I use that all through lockdown.
Is that the one which comes with a little lid?
Yeah,
to complete it. Yeah, that's cool. That was on my list, mate. 24 ounce, lovely. Available on Amazon.
24 ounce.
They are good.
Go on, Jez.
Right, I'm gonna have to bring it out. The Millennium Falcon. It's just brilliant. Thank you. Shout out to Sean Moynihan for sending it to me from America. And I've got that, and it's taken pride of place in the collection. It's brilliant with the little muglet sets. 45 ounce. It's a big one, and you got to love it. Go on, who's got this one? It can't just be me.
No, I haven't got it.
I really want it. I really, really want it. And I was looking at it the other night, and it still costs a bomb to get it over. But there are a couple on eBay that people are selling privately, based in the UK, and I was that close to pulling the trigger.
Yeah,
it is the cornerstone, I think, of the Tiki. What they've put out, it is the one that everyone talks about, and yeah, I feel a little bit deprived by not having one. And they were really hard to get at one point. I think they've made more of them since when they first came out, but they were super tough to get to start with. They were selling out like straight away.
I think I paid about the same amount for the postage to get it safely here, and yeah, you can get them on on Amazon right now, 125 quid. But with the Chewy and the hand muglet, it's just that classic ship though, but with some really lovely detailing on the sides. It started my love for the range.
Are you getting a bit of work with Amazon?
I did get a lot of vouchers for my birthday. so that's why I've been on Amazon. I'm like, what can I get with all my birthday vouchers?
Oh, dearie me. Mark, what about yourself there?
There's one they've done called a stack Stormtrooper helmets. What they've done, they've got 3 Stormtrooper helmets on top of each other. But one of the versions that they did came with a metal swizzle stick. And there's a hole at the top of the uppermost helmet for that to go through. So it looks like they're all sort of skewered on this metal spike as well. I think that looks great.
So that's the one that when we did the last Tiki show, that's the one that I got. Stack Stormtroopers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, mate. It is a nice one. So there was two versions of that. There was kind of the general release version, which kind of had a glaze finish, but the one that I've got, the San Diego Comic Con exclusive, got more of a matte finish, and that's the one that came with that swizzle stick.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the one I want. Sold out now though.
I've got a feeling I've got one of those swizzle sticks. Did Craig bring us back one of those from something?
We got a batch of them from Brandon last time. I've just stuck them in randomly in various mugs. But there's the Shack swizzle sticks, and then some various other bits and pieces that they've done as well.
What about you, Stu? You chuck one in, mate.
Well, I tell you what I quite like at the moment that's on here, and that is the Bantha. I mean, I'm going for the big ones at the moment. The Bantha Punch Bowl looks great as well. It's got Mando and Grogu on the top of it, but I do love a Bantha. You've got the body of a Bantha, Jez, just your head's bald, so you kind of like...
Is the Bantha, I think it was the Bantha, is the largest one they do?
Is it?
I need to check that. I checked that yesterday. I put it into...
Bigger than Jabba. I've got Jabba, but he takes a lot of drink to fill him up.
Hang on.
He is 72 ounces.
What's the largest capacity Geeki Tiki Star Wars? It's the Dewback, 74 ounces. What did you say the Bantha is?
72.
Yeah.
They're very tight. I've got the Dewback. Well, yeah. You know.
That's a biggie. 74 ounces, 2 litres, 2.1 litres. That's a lot. That's a lot of literage. Anyway,
we need a cocktail party, don't we?
We so do.
23rd of May, just saying.
Yes.
Martin?
I'm going to throw one in that I've got, which is the Rancor. So that's a fairly huge one as well. But I just like the styling of it. Not only does it look great, but I love the way it's got sort of one hand out where you then sit your little Luke Jedi mini muglet on it. So I think that's a brilliant one. But I mean, that is huge. That's 45 ounces. So that's over 1.25 litres. And that's a mug. That's not even a bowl. So if someone gives you that's mine. If it's a punch bowl, it's for sharing, right? But if it's a mug, that one's mine. I'm going to be in pieces after that.
I didn't realise there's a second edition of that with an Oola muglet.
Yeah, that looks good as well. Yeah, I didn't know until I was going through this.
No, I love a bit of Oola. Jez?
Well, I've just shared something in the chat, and I'd all like you to click on this link, because what I like about the Geeki Tiki range and the ones which I'm more drawn to, there are a lot of dark ones. There are quite a few black ones, the Vaders and the Kylo Rens and the Dark Troopers and stuff. And those are the ones which don't necessarily attract me. I am attracted more to the bright colours, to the sort of more Hawaiian sort of theme with that. And I saw this one, the Dio mug. So obviously from the Star Wars sequels, but this little character, I think is pretty good. And bearing in mind, and this is nothing to do with Amazon. I'm not being paid by Amazon, but this is just me looking at sources of how I can get one. This is £14.82, and there's still free delivery. And this is a great little one, and it's got 4.9 out of 5 stars. Go on.
I want to throw in Rex. Well, R3X, the droid from Star Tours, because anyone that's been to Disney and spent many times with that, I think that is a great little nod to that. I think they've made a good choice there. Come on, Dan. I know you haven't had one for a while. You just text me going, "Am I going to get another go?"
The character mugs. I mean, when they started off, they were all a single color, and we've called a few out, like the Shore Trooper and a couple of more where they've got a lot more detail now in terms of some of the paintwork. But the one that really stands out that's come out in the last couple of years to me is the Snow Trooper. I think it's a fantastic mug. It's got kind of loads of blue highlights on it, and it just looks brilliant. It's a top drawer one, that one. And in terms of like the older mugs, the ones they did first time around, I think the Chewbacca's brilliant. I think that's almost the quintessential Tiki kind of look. He's got that grotesqueness to him, and he's growling, and just looks really Tiki to me. So I'm gonna call those two out next.
Okay, I don't think I asked for two.
Well, you got two.
Yeah. Okay. And if we're going to go with, I'm going to throw two then, which I bought together at the same time, which probably need to go together. They stand next to on a shelf together with me. That's the Wampa on the Tauntaun, if we're sticking with those.
Yeah.
They're great fun. And I love a Tauntaun, and the Wampa's nice.
I love the Wampa's only got one arm. I think that's a nice touch.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, both very, very nice. Jez?
Yeah, well, again, I'm going to put this in the chat just in case you haven't seen it, because it is lovely. The ATST.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know if
nice.
you guys have seen that. Either of you got it? Well, when I say either, any of you guys got it?
I've not got it.
Yeah, not available to get a hold of from what I've seen, but it's great. It's a really, really cool one. Again, complete with little muglet. I think they're so well designed, aren't they? Why didn't I get that when it came out? So it's got a Chewbacca muglet. That is clever.
Yeah, I think it'd be quite high for me. It is nice. Yeah, just the right kind of size for a drink. It's got a little handle at the bottom, a bit more like a glass.
I thought you meant it was the right kind of height so you could climb in it.
Yeah, that one's cool. Martin?
Cad Bane. I think he looks good. But it's just the colours. Nice and bright. Nice bright blue with the red eyes and the white teeth. Just looks cool.
Yeah, nice choice. Nice choice. Just having a little scroll through because we don't want to name everything, do we? I'm trying to give a shout out to some of the episode 1 ones because I did a few of those. But Maul, Amidala, and Watto are brilliant.
I think the Emperor's good in that. I think Palpatine's a good one.
And let's be honest about Jar Jar's quite nice as well. But those three were always my favourites. The Emperor is nice because it's got your like wrinkly forehead, Dan. But yeah, they're all really nice mugs. But yeah, Dan, go on, mate.
The arcade cabinet. I think just for nostalgia. So yeah, when we came to your barbecue back in 2021, and we all had I had a come with a box of Tikis courtesy of Ian Sanderson back then, and we all busted open an arcade cabinet. So yeah, I love that. I think it's great.
Mark,
how about the Dark Trooper? I know you're saying it's a bit boring with all the black ones and stuff, but I know he's a black one. But it looks good with the red eyes. I like him.
Yeah, not gonna be in my top 10, but yeah, good one. Jez?
You've just said the Taunton and Wampa, haven't you? They were on my list, so I'm starting to run low on things which I'm like, yes, these are my top 10, these are my top 15 or so. But I did spot the Imperial Royal Guard, so not the Emperor's Royal Guard, but it's called the Imperial Royal Guard, and I think it's just because it's so bright and it's got a little hole in it for a straw, very much like the stacked Stormtrooper, which Martin spoke about earlier on. But that's pretty cool, and everyone seems to love the old Emperor's Royal Guard. The fact that they called it
design, isn't it?
Imperial.
Got that. Yeah. I've got that mug. It's
have you?
Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, no, really nice one.
Yeah, I've got that one.
So I could name loads more, mate, but I think I'm probably coming to the end of my top 10 list, really.
One I will just mention, which I've got, and I used it. I've got a feeling you've got this as well, Dan. Is the Han in Carbonite.
Yes, I've got it on my list.
But it's so big.
I know.
I've used it since. I think it's better as something like a vase because when you're holding it, it's like holding like a big box of cereal. When you go around drinking it, I think it's better for like a soft drink because it feels like an absolute beast.
Yeah, when Brandon was on last time, we spoke about that one, and I think it's one that, because of the finish on it, the amount it costs to make, that's one they'll never go back and make again. So you might want to hang on to that one. I was looking at, just when I was looking on eBay the other day at some of the prices, and that's one that's carrying a premium now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The only other one that I've got that's worth calling out is the shag mugs. I've always wanted to get them, especially the Vader. I think the Vader is superb. You know, when you look at these collaborations that he's done, like with the Leia, this is kind of the same vein as that, you know, limited edition to 500 a pop. And you go on eBay and, yeah, people are selling them for a few $100s. So, yeah.
That's the same with the Eric Tan line. They did 4, didn't they, with the Eric Tans, and they just instantly sold out. You had Vader, Chewie, Stormtrooper, and Fett, and just 500 of each.
The only other one I want to mention, I've got 8 muglets here.
Oh, these are the Cantina ones.
These are the Cantina. Now, everyone knows about the Cantina alien. And you've got your normal, you know, your Ponda Baba, your Hammerhead, your Snaggletooth, your Greedo. Then you've got Muftak and Cabe. You've got Bomb Vinden in there. And you've also got one of the band members figuring down. So they are lovely little muglets. Yeah, they are awesome.
I think Craig bought those back from us from Celebration a few years ago, didn't he?
Have you got them, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are very nice.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Well, that is quite a substantial list, boys, we've just formed there. Okay, so normally now we would go away and vote, and then we would come back with the results. But like we said, the results are coming out on May the 4th. So instead, we all got into Tiki in 2020 when Craig delivered this great history of Tiki and told us about the mugs and the history of the whole idea of Tiki. So I believe, Dan, we're going to cut that in here just so we can be reinvigorated to Tiki. And if new listeners don't know what they are, you know, this is as good as you're going to get as an explanation. It's a wonderful listen. Tiki. I saw this in Chicago. I saw it in the Celebration shop. I saw it on the floor. What is it about Tiki, Craig, that piques your interest? And also, what is Tiki?
What is Tiki? It's a good question. I think, are you up for a little bit of a potted history?
I would love a potted history.
So Tiki is a trend that originated in the US. It sort of takes its aesthetics and its vibe from the art and the culture of the South Pacific Islands. And it's sort of enjoying a bit of a renaissance today, slightly ironically, as it's a revival of its kind of boom time, which was the sort of 50s and early 60s. It's kind of tied to that whole kitsch retro Americana thing. It goes hand in hand with sort of the atomic age and vintage pin-up girls, and hot rods and old-timey rock and roll, all of which I'm quite partial to. So its origins in Polynesian mythology, Tiki was the first man on Earth, and it's a term that's widely used to describe these wooden carved effigies of gods and ancestors, which is a sort of key element that's inspired a lot of the sort of pop culture mashups that we're seeing today. So it's always been associated with escapism and good times, and while it's synonymous with kind of 50s and 60s, its origins actually date back to the 30s. When the first tiki bar, which is called Don the Beachcomber, opened in LA. And this was the brainchild of a guy called Ernest Raymond Beaumont Gant, who travelled the world, explored the Caribbean and the South Pacific, and he came back to the States and he wanted to set up this bar that kind of captured some of that magic. So he changed his name to Don Beach and he set up this tiki bar. And the menu was loosely inspired by the kind of things he'd experienced out there, tropical flavours, and it kind of set the template for the sort of tiki culture that endures today. But when it became really popular was after World War II. So young GIs were sent out, deployed to the South Pacific. They were specifically on islands like Tonga and Fiji, Hawaii. They kind of developed this taste for the tropical, which they came back and sort of passed on to the rest of the nation in the post-war years. So when you think about Tiki style, it's got a very, very defined look, and it's sort of typified by things like bamboo and thatched. And again, these carved hardwoods, these tiki idols and these masks, a little bit of kind of nautical props, nets and buoys kind of thrown in there, tropical flowers, exotic ladies in grass skirts, and then this exotica sound of ukuleles and Hawaiian guitars. So there's this whole kind of sort of visual and experiential kind of elements that kind of define tiki culture. But one of the main things is they have these rum-based kind of drinks, which were always elaborately served with flowers and little parasols, and they were originally in coconuts and hollowed out pineapples, and eventually people started to create these kind of ceramic tiki mugs, which people would take home from the bars as souvenirs, just like they would if they'd gone off to the South Sea Islands on holiday. And they became very collectible. And alongside that, you'd have like the stirrers and the swizzle sticks. So this whole kind of paraphernalia grew up that people would take home and wanted to continue the experience at home. So this idea of little tiki bars in basements and garages and spare rooms at home became the in thing. If you had a tiki bar, you were kind of happening. And I think interestingly, sort of, talking about Star Wars, that Disney's had a long association with sort of South Sea Island culture. It's leaned on it quite a bit for inspiration over the years. The Enchanted Tiki Room was an early attraction at Disneyland, and that's still around with the animatronic birds. I don't know whether anybody's been in there. One of the first Disney resorts was the Polynesian Village, which is a whole kind of tiki themed environment where people kind of stay. And that's home to Trader Sam's Grog Grotto, which is one of the best tiki bars I've ever been to. Has anyone ever been to Trader Sam's at Disneyland?
I've been to the tiki bar. I went in the tiki room when I was there. Yeah, lots of singing animals and craziness. It was good. Considering it's a nearly 50-year-old ride, it's pretty entertaining.
So that's the big kind of the theme park ride, but they've got like a almost like a little speakeasy that's on the resort. That's sort of it's not widely promoted. It's like a little anonymous door. You kind of have to know about it. But you go in there. It's quite, like I say, quite small, quite limited numbers. But every every drink comes with its own chant, or it triggers some sort of animatronic event. So if you order the one that's like a volcano, the volcano goes off on the wall and things like that. So it's incredibly creative and a wonderful kind of place to go. So if we ever go back there, we should all have a drink at Trader Sam's. I'll take you. First round on me. So yeah, there's this Disney connection with Tiki that kind of runs through the years. And of course you've got Lilo and Stitch and Moana. You've got actual films and properties kind of set in those environments. But by the late 60s, sort of Tiki style became very unfashionable, and it kind of descended into kitsch and was kind of very sort of looked down on. And I think probably for a lot of UK listeners, the closest reference for its kind of naffness at that time would be kind of Del Boy's bar in Only Fools and Horses with his pineapple ice bucket. That's where it ended up. But it's had a recent revival, which has, I think, been driven by retro-loving hipsters, and it's still very much about escapism. That kind of the wackiness of the drinks, and you go in these places and they're very, they transport you somewhere else. So Star Wars kind of met Tiki when a company called Beeline Creative, who created the Star Wars beer steins, if you remember those, pitched the idea of these Star Wars figural Tiki mugs to Lucasfilm as recently as 2016, and in kind of 4 short years, they've got this product range now that just covers this massive range of pop culture properties that are almost kind of like Funko Pop levels. You name it, there's probably some wacky little Tiki mug, whether it's Universal Monsters, Star Trek, Rick and Morty. They're all they've all been sort of covered. Did anyone see the Star Wars Tiki mashup panel at Celebration Chicago?
No, I'm glad I didn't, because I think I might have bought some.
I think it was Darth Elvis, but they rounded up kind of this whole kind of marriage of Tiki culture and Star Wars in a really good panel. It's online. You can go and watch it. But yeah, and they're just sort of, as part of all of this new stuff that's coming out, they're continuing their very, very big line of stuff with. There's a couple of Tiki mugs that they've done for The Mandalorian. They've done The Mandalorian and the Child, little mini one. And they've just done a sort of tie-in with an artist that, lives and breathes this kind of retro aesthetic, a guy called Shag. And he's done a collaboration with the guys at Geeki Tikis to do some new Tiki mugs of Vader and Fett, Chewie and Yoda, and alongside other merch like coasters and swizzle sticks and things. So it's got very popular very quickly. One of the things that caught my eye out of this new wave of stuff is that they've done this kind of ceramic Tiki mug, but it's in the shape of the classic Star Wars arcade machine. Clearly they've worked through a lot of the characters, so they're looking at different things to be inspired by, and I thought that was quite an interesting development.
Do you know what? I remember being out in Celebration in Chicago and going in the store and seeing the Rancor in there and thinking, what is that then? And then I saw the Greedo, obviously being a Greedo collector, on the shop floor, and I didn't pull the trigger on it. Now I'm looking at the images of some of the range. Some of them are absolutely stunning, aren't they? I love the Millennium Falcon.
It's beautiful. It's like a big punch bowl.
Exactly. Can you imagine that with a big cocktail in it in the summer out in your garden? But there's so many of them. I love the Jabba with the little Salacious Crumb and the little bib for tuna you can get for it. I mean, they are beautiful. What does everyone else think about these? Because they are a little bit niche, aren't they?
I love them, and I've always loved that style, that aesthetic. And I've been aware of that artist called Shag for some years. I mean, he's been around for a long time, and it's always nice to see somebody who knows their craft, knows what they're good at, and is a master in their field. And he's done a great job on the packaging, and the box art on the Vader is just fabulous. I absolutely love it. And it's interesting, isn't it, to see something so far removed from that original kind of movement, the Tiki movement and the style, and have it sort of integrate the Star Wars, and yet it works so well. It just goes to show the imagination. There's no limits to what Star Wars can be applied to, and for it to work, not just like shoehorned into any old stuff. I mean, these designs really do work. Some characters work better than others, but I absolutely love them. I think they're fantastic.
I really wish I'd gone to the panel now, because I just didn't know anything about it. But now I've seen these. I've seen people post. In fact, it's Sean Moynihan is into this massively, and every now and then I see him posting an image on Facebook of him with his falcon. So when the big falcon bowl arrived with the Chewbacca and I think his Han muglets which go with it, he was saying, he was full of excitement when this arrived, and I'd seen him every now and then just having a bit of a session on it in his patio, enjoying some booze out of a little muglet. But it's definitely got me looking at this and checking out Amazon and stuff. The Falcon isn't available, I don't believe. I think the last time I saw it was on, you could get it on eBay sent from America for about 450 quid. Some of these are really quite pricey. But the Tiki stuff definitely seems to be, as you say, Craig, having a large comeback. It just so happened just now on my Facebook feed, someone's just posted John Lewis's are now doing a Tiki bar, so you can buy your own bar for the patio to have a sort of, that type of Hawaiian night or Hawaiian afternoon, whatever floats your boat in your back garden. So definitely something which I think is just a little bit of fun, and the Falcon in particular, it really works. Some of these muglets look like the little idol though at the beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark, but really, really cool.
I must admit as well, Craig, I love all the backstory of it as well. You make it want to buy even more as well. Which I tell you, I don't know how much time you've got. I know I've just planted a massive die-cast enhanced version of you, but this would be quite a nice blog post.
Well, I wrote all that down, so I'll just copy and paste it. I mean, I love it. I think it's, we all need a bit of escapism, and I do like all that kind of vintage retro sort of lifestyle stuff anyway. So Tiki's long been on my radar, as Mark says. Shag's a great artist, and I love the style, and it translates very well, and they've just hit this really great formula that means they can just trot this stuff out, and everything looks great. I mean, I don't know anybody who has them all. That's a big amount of real estate on your bar. We've got home priorities, but I've got the Rancor, which comes with a little muglet of Luke, and it sits in his hand, and it's just lovely. And I've got the Jawa, and I've got Wicket, and that's that works for me. It's a little kind of smattering, and I don't need every single one. They did a lovely collector's case, like a Vader's head collector's case with all the tiny little ones in, which was they were having on pre-order at Chicago. But even like the little swizzle sticks, they're like little totem poles. I've got a couple of those, and they're just cool. It's just fun stuff.
Have you got any outside of Star Wars? Do you get any of the other ones?
No, I tell you what. When we went to Trader Sam's in Disney, one of their big sort of flagship cocktail comes in the Nautilus from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Right.
It's like a big brown gravy boat. But we had such a good time, and we came away, and we were just kicking ourselves that we didn't get the Nautilus. So when Celebration was in Orlando a couple of years ago, whenever it was, we went back there, and we weren't leaving without the Nautilus. So that takes up a lot of shelf space. But you can all, stick a straw in and drink at the same time. It's very social.
I was going to say, do any of you guys collect garbage or ever collect Garbage Pail Kids?
Oh, yeah.
Or the young
loads,
yeah. So they do, Xavier have got them at the minute. They do Garbage Pail, the Geeky Tiki ones, Garbage Pail Kids ones. They've got an atom bomb with the kind of mushroom cloud coming out of his head that kind of fits the whole Polynesian volcanoes. And I was looking at that one. Might have to get that. Yeah.
Do you know what? When I woke up this morning, I didn't really know too much about Tiki. Didn't ever think it would be anything for me, but I've just ordered a Tusken Raider live. We know we like to do this. Be with me by Thursday, but I'm away, so just hope they don't damage it when they break it somewhere.
Have you bought that just now, have you, while we're talking?
Yeah.
I love a live purchase.
I'm hip. I'm a geeky tiki.
There you go. We all need to get shirts.
Yeah, that's it. I think we should. Is there tiki bars in Britain, Craig?
Yeah, I think there are. Yeah, there's a couple in London.
I'm pretty sure there's one in Henley just down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should go get tikied up.
I'm thinking a Tiki road trip.
Yeah, man.
Jez can be designated driver.
Standard.
Doesn't need a drink.
No.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, a great topic, and really, really great that you brought that to all our attention. Great. Something else to
enjoy your Mai Tai out your Tuscan Raider when it arrives.
Oh, I will. Normally now we would go and give you the results, but we're not going to do that. Like I said at the start, you're going to have to tune in on May the 4th to see what is the top 10. Actually, looking through that list, there is some real stellar pieces in there. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this comes out, you know. Like it a lot. But before we get to that, if you want to check us out on social media, you can go to Facebook. We do have Generation Skywalker as our main page, but we also have a community page. We are Generation Skywalker. You can head over to Instagram, search for Generation Skywalker. There is also a link to a vintage page as well over there. We're on Threads. We're on TikTok. Dan, have you got us on anything new? There must be new ones now, mate. Let's
Instagram and Facebook, mate. It all gets too much otherwise.
Yeah, so go and check us out on all those different places, and go and check out YouTube. I don't know whether we could try to visualize this one, Dan. No pressure, but
yeah, we'll do the next one for sure, but not this one. You can get stuffed.
There's lots of visuals on this, isn't there?
There is, yes, but there will be even more on the next one. We'll do the countdown, and I'll put all the pictures in with that. We're not doing it just based on tonight.
The whole Tiki show I'm talking about, yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll do the Tiki show, the main one. That will be May the 4th, and that will be on YouTube.
Well, boys, enjoyable. Looking forward to recording an actual Tiki show and seeing what's going to come, because obviously there is announcements coming as well, which is exciting to see. We might have to rip up this committee and start again, depending on what he announces.
But for Brandon's point of view, it's the 10th anniversary of Geeki Tiki as well. 2016 was when he launched the Star Wars Geeki Tikis, and 10 years of Tiki. So should be an exciting time. We've got the 50th anniversary next year, Mandalorian and Grogu this year. We've got Starfighter next year, so he should have loads of new stuff up his sleeve. But we'll see.
What do you think he's got coming? It's going to be Mando related stuff, isn't it? We haven't got a Starfighter yet, M1 Starfighter.
I've seen some, but yeah, let's not ruin a surprise.
Oh, I want to ruin it, Dan. Okay, well, it is for this show. Good night from Martin.
Good night.
It's good night from Daniel, the Burgess.
Good night.
And it is good night from Jez.
See you very soon.
And it is good night from me. We're Generation Skywalker. All eras, all passions, all Star Wars.